Welcome to the Channel for Grace. Jai Gobind will be live shortly. Book a tarot or astrology reading on our website, channelforgrace.guru, and check out our latest programs and classes. Please give us a share and a like, and we hope you enjoy the broadcast. Welcome to the Channel for Grace. Jai Gobind will be live shortly. Book a tarot or astrology reading on our website, channelforgrace.guru, and check out our latest programs and classes. Please give us a share and a like, and we hope you enjoy the broadcast. Welcome to the Channel for Grace. Jai Gobind will be live shortly. Book a tarot or astrology reading on our website, channelforgrace.guru, and check out our latest programs and classes. Please give us a share and a like, and we hope you enjoy the broadcast. Hello, beautiful star seeds. Welcome back to the channel. My name is Jai Gobind, and this is your Channel for Grace. Thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you for watching this video live. For those of you that are in the chat, and then also those of you that are watching the replay, this is a special broadcast. It's very different than most of my videos, but this is a continuation of our mini soul healing retreat that we just had this week. Let me know in the chat if you had signed up for the mini soul healing retreat. We did a 4-day event basically, and I sent you guys into your email the content of the retreat. And what we did a meditation, we did a mantra, we chanted, we talked about the 4 agreements and how to live in our truth. We also did an astral travel meditation to discover our soul's purpose. And I gave you guys some tips as to how to continue living with that kind of presence, living with that kind of awareness. But today, I wanted to do this live broadcast and talk to you guys about how to begin to practice listening to your soul on a daily basis. And I have a very, very exciting announcement at the very end. So don't go anywhere. Hang in here until the end, and I'll tell you guys all about this awesome program that I'm going to be running in October, which is a little bit like the mini soul healing retreats. So welcome into the chat, Zainab. I'm so glad that you're here. Christina Maria, welcome in. Courtney, how's it going? Valerie, hello. Jerlene, hello. Chrissy and Boobar. You guys are so sweet for coming in. Ria, how's it going? Courtney says it was wonderful and definitely helped me be present. Yes, I love that. So it's been a long time since I've done a mini soul healing retreat. I think the last one was in like 2018 that I hosted it. But this time I felt the call to definitely like bring that out there. And something that has, you know, as of late become super important for all of us is being present. There is so much going on in the world. It's like a circus, for lack of better words. It's like a circus out there. And something that I strongly believe that as star seeds, light workers, that we absolutely need to stay connected to is our soul, our presence. Hello, Maria. Welcome in. So good to see you here. Hello, Christine. Welcome in. And Michael Maz. You guys are so awesome. Thanks for joining in the chat. And everyone that's not in the chat, that's just watching, welcome as well. So staying present is something that is so needed right now. And also living within sacred space from the moment you wake up till the moment you go to sleep. And that was really the focus of the mini soul healing retreat that we just had. Like I said, we talked about staying present through our word, through the power of the word. We talked about the 4 agreements and how by staying true in our truth in many layers, many levels, we can stay more present in our lives and live lives that are more connected and aligned with where we actually want to be in the world. Hello, Danny. Welcome in. It's so good to see you here. And so this is what this is all about, is being present. And in Virgo season, something that's really beautiful is to focus on the little things, to focus on the details, to focus on, like I said, what do you do in your life as you move forward? How do you awaken in the morning? What do you do when you wake up? What do you do when you go to sleep? Those are things that normally we don't really think about. Hello, Nelvin. Welcome in. And they're important. And it is time because everything that's happening on the outside is forcing us to pay attention to what's happening on the inside. That's like literally what's happening right now. And the more that we have to see what's inside, the more crazy it gets, because what we're seeing is, we call it the Great Awakening, right? But what we're seeing is people starting to like come down, like come back to earth. Like people are coming back to earth. And what happens with powerful tower moments, which the world is going through, is tower moments bring you back down. You can be up, in the sky, like living life, living large and all that stuff. But things that bring you down it's the heavy stuff. It's the stuff that make you realize, am I really happy in this moment? It's the stuff that makes you ask yourself, is this what I want? What do I want? How do I want to move forward? Am I where I want to be in this moment? And all of those questions, it's the questions that open your mind up. It's the curiosity that opens your mind up to more possibilities, to infinite possibilities for yourself and your life. And when you stay present, which is the most powerful way that you can listen to your soul every day, you actually open up those doors, the doorways that take you to the next phase, the doorway that opens your awareness up. And then you can't go back. And that's the funnest thing about it, is that once you make up your mind, once you step through those doors, there really is no going back. I absolutely love teaching about these things. And there's so many tools that you can use to stay connected. But I wanted to I actually wrote down 12 different things that you can actually do every day. And they're super simple. And it's mostly about being present and staying right here in this moment. But 12 different things that you can do to begin to practice listening to your soul. Because I think a lot of people don't know what that means, don't know how that works. So to put it in practical terms, just like Virgo season is all about, this is the perfect time to do this. I'm going to go over my little list. And I'm going to share with you some insights into how to begin doing this for yourself. And like I said, this is a continuation of the mini soul healing retreat, because for those, these 4 days of the beginning of the week, we were immersed in the experience. But now what? Like, what do you do moving forward? And this is why I wanted to create this video. Yes, you can't unsee. Exactly, Michael Mass. You cannot unsee. So the very first thing to pay attention, to start to listen to your soul on a daily basis, is to be present. And when I mean be present, I mean like don't check out. It's okay to give yourself time off from stressful things. It's okay to give yourself time off from dealing with like the heaviness of stuff. But when you're in a constant state of checking out, you'll never see the gift of the moment. It's like that in that Kung Fu movie, or I don't even know where that's from, but it's like that's why they call it the present, because the present is a gift. I probably butchered that. But being present, there is literally nothing like it. This past weekend, I went to a ceremony, a teepee ceremony, Native American ceremony. And it had been a long time since I'd been to a ceremony. But the most beautiful thing about these ceremonies is, for one, they're not easy. And this is such a great analogy, actually. They're not easy. The ceremonies start at sundown and literally go till sunrise. And you're in a teepee, and there's a fire going, and there's a cedar chief, someone who takes care of the sacred prayers for the night. There's a roadman or road woman who's actually running the ceremony. There's a drummer, so the drum holds the beat, the heartbeat of the prayer of that night, whatever is the intention of the ceremony. And there's a doorman, someone who helps with the coming in and out of the doorway, which really is a portal. And the teepee itself, I've heard many different ways of the teepee being described, but the one that I love the most is that the teepee is like the grandmother or the womb, and you're held within that sacred space. It's like a spaceship. And during the night, you get to go on a journey. And of course, your body, your physical body is right there. It's present. It's there. And there's nothing like, but you go on a journey. Your mind goes on a journey. Your heart goes on a journey. Your soul goes on a journey. And you're anchored. And that is such a beautiful analogy, because being present, there's nothing like having to sit in one spot for hours and hours and hours to teach you how to be present. I mean, for those of you that have had a similar experience, it doesn't have to be a ceremony, but has anything ever happened that has literally like shut down everything that you have you're used to, and then you literally have to sit there and wait? For example, your car breaks down and you can't go anywhere. I have another example. For the last, you guys know that I was looking for a place. The summer was kind of wild for me. I was in Sedona for a while, went to Colorado for a month. Now I'm back in Arizona. I love it. I finally have my own place, but then my husband's car broke down. So that was in the shop since we moved into this apartment, which was at the beginning of July. So all of July and up until literally 3 days ago, I didn't have a car, when I have been used to having a car for years. I haven't not had a car for years. So that is that was like a grounding thing for me. And so I had to like let go of the commodity, right? Let go of the idea that I even needed a car. And of course, like a month is nothing without a car. Some people don't own a car. Some people don't have that. But it's a great example for those of us that are used to having those kind of commodities. And all of a sudden they're gone. And that forced me to be more present with myself. It forced me to be at home more, to not take off, right? To not like escape, use whatever I've got to leave. Another example is social media. I took a break from social media for like 6 months because it was an addiction for me. And I know this is for a lot of people, but for me, very, very strong addiction. I'm a Gemini. And so technology, like it's really challenging for me to live without technology. So taking that break was intense, but I learned so much. And the one thing that I learned is to trust. to trust that even though I didn't have the like at my fingertips, like, oh, it's slide here, it's slide there, click here, click there, see how many people loved my comment, blah, 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 how many people have watched it so far, an hour later, check it again. I mean, I'm talking like addiction. Like, I use social media for my business. And so I have to be extra careful to make sure that I'm not overdoing it. But it was really good for me to take a break. So that's the number one thing that is the most important, to listen. How do you listen? You need to be present. And there's nothing like taking away those addictions, the things that you get used to, the habits that make you like stop and like, holy crap, this is the present moment. And I'm here. And even though everything seems to be moving faster than me, this is really more real than anything else. So being present is the most important thing. The second thing that is important if you want to learn and practice listening to your soul every day is you need to have faith. You need to believe, but like truly believe from your heart center that there is a divine source that flows within you, that lives within you, that you are a part of, that is not outside of you, but that it is actually within you. And that is something that you can really only experience by actually having an experience of it. When you feel the stillness, when you feel those moments that are synchronistic, those are all moments where you feel your divine self, where you feel your higher self. When you don't have that faith or that belief or that kind of inner experience of it, of your soul, of your divine essence, then what happens is it's almost like, think of the umbilical cord to you and your mother. So when you're in the womb, in your mother's belly, you are connected by that umbilical cord. And there isn't what if this, what if that. There's no thinking. There's just being, right? And that beingness is sacred. But then when you come out, then the umbilical cord gets cut off. It's that same image. And then everything is like foreign. Everything feels like, where did my connection go? A lot of us, in the world today are, I know a lot of people that are like atheist, or they believe in like science only, like science is the only thing there is. And there's so many people, when I put videos up, sometimes I get these like weird, like rude comments about how astrology is fake and how there's no way that you can prove astrology or blah, blah, blah. And these people will leave comments like, the moon is just like a dead object floating around in space or something like that. And I always laugh when I get those comments, because that's, to me, that's that they've cut that umbilical cord to the universe, and they don't feel it because it's not there. You can really only feel it when it's there. And only some of you, I mean, you guys that kind of follow me and know who I am and have done my programs and have, been a part of this channel for a while, actually know what I'm talking about. So when you go through a spiritual awakening, what happens is you reattach yourself to that universal source. You reattach yourself to the womb of all creation, to the magnificence that is the universe. We come from the womb of all creation, and we are a part of source energy, and source energy is a part of us. We are like little fragments of the whole. You cannot separate us. But and I can feel it right now, like I'm getting chills when I tap into that energy. And it's really the energy of love. And what I always feel will heal the world is love. Because another thing, God, these ceremonies are so perfect analogies. At the end of the ceremony, there is a moment where everyone gets to acknowledge the other participants, and you realize, man, we just went through a ceremony. Like we just went through an experience together. Something has now linked us together. We are no longer just individual persons just finding ourselves in the same room as someone else. We are now linked through our heart center, linked through our heart space. And I feel it emotionally right now. Whoa. But there, once that link is made, that then love, it's all love. And you understand that connection between every single person in the world. So we've severed that connection. So the second thing that you absolutely have to have is you need to believe that you are so much more than just a physical body, that you're so much more than just a logical mind. A logical mind and our mind in general can help us navigate through this third dimension. But it is not all there is. We're multidimensional beings. We're multifaceted. We're fragments of the whole. And when we recognize that, then we feel that umbilical cord to the essence of the universe, to source energy, and that can never again be severed. No matter how, our ego can get hurt, right? We can get thrown down. We can get discouraged. But that light that shimmers inside of you never dies once you feel that connection. The third thing is to learn to listen to your soul every day, is to practice using your intuition, or another way to say it is your gut feelings, to make decisions. Have you ever, this is a good question. Have you ever made it? I know you have. We all do. Have you ever made a decision that was like almost like impulsive? Have you ever made a decision about something that had nothing to do with logic? You just felt it, and you made that decision before anything was rational about it. Now, a lot of us make impulsive decisions based off of our addictions, but what I'm talking about is a really important decision. Have you ever made a really important decision and just trusted that there was something about it that just felt right, and you didn't wait for it to make sense, and it especially didn't make any sense that you were making that decision? I mean, that's you using your intuition. I think many people think intuition doesn't exist, or again, the same idea. It's like you cut yourself off, you cut that umbilical cord to the universe, and you don't feel the connection. And so it's hard to trust. It's hard to trust, which basically leads to the next thing, is that you have to trust yourself. You have to trust that inner voice. There is a little voice inside of you that is always guiding you. Do you trust yourself? Do you trust me? You know, it's that line from Aladdin, Jasmine, when he's on the magic carpet. And that's the moment where she recognizes that it's Aladdin and not Prince Ali, right? He reaches out his hand and says, "Do you trust me? Do you trust yourself?" Because that's the scary part. Is it's you have to trust that you don't know yet if something's going to work out. You don't know yet. Have you ever trusted and gone ahead with something and been a little bit scared because you didn't know, but that trust just kind of glided you through and got you through whatever situation? Trusting yourself and being confident in yourself is another such important step to learning to listen to your soul every single day. The next step is to give your, right, Courtney, to give your human body, your personality, time and space to feel and express itself. And this is something that you learn to do along the way, that there's nothing wrong with you. You are a spiritual being having a human experience, and because you're human, you live in this third dimension. You're going to make mistakes. You're going to be confused. You're not going to be able to see everything, and that's why with your eyes or your five senses, you won't be able to touch the truth sometimes. You won't be able to see the truth with your naked eye sometimes. You won't be able to sense it with your, your physical senses. You won't be able to smell it. You won't be able to taste it. But you will be able to sense it with your sixth sense, with the sense that you cannot explain, the one that doesn't have a rational explanation. Because that part of you is actually bigger than your physical part. Did you know that? Your spiritual part is bigger than your physical part? That is something that you need to let yourself be human. Let yourself feel emotions. Let yourself go through the ups and the downs when you're in the process, especially in the process of learning about spirituality, of learning about connecting to your soul, of learning about listening to your intuition. You need to give yourself a break, right? Colette says, as a whole, we are taught not to trust ourselves and look outside for confirmation. Yes, seems a human construct. Learning to trust again, I agree, and stepping into our sovereignty. Yes, I love that word, sovereignty. Very, very powerful. Christina Maria says, I think so many of us have been through the ringer the last few years and have learned how to trust ourselves so much more. I agree with that. Yes, 100%. We've been in an existence of the unknown and have been forced to listen to our gut and reach in a new direction. Yes, exactly. And then the next step is to listen to your emotions. Has anyone listened to Abraham Hicks? She talks a lot about this, how our emotions are a guiding system for our soul. She literally says emotions are a guiding system. They're your compass. You have to listen to the compass. So what means what? When you feel the emotions of unconditional love, compassion, acceptance, connection, love in general, these are the emotions: happiness, joy, bliss, excitement, inspired energy. Those emotions that raise your vibration, they're not just raising your vibration. What they're doing is creating a bigger door so that your soul can shine through. Your soul is always there. Again, that analogy of the cord, right? The umbilical cord. It's healing the connection. It's like repairing it. It's repairing that umbilical cord to the universe, listening to your emotions, trusting in those emotions that raise your vibration. The emotions that lower your frequency, for example, sadness, fear. I mean, it's over with that one. What's another one? Anger. Any of the emotions, especially fear though, that lower your frequency, lower your vibration, that's your compass. But what is your compass telling you in those situations? All it means is that you just stepped a little further away. You just moved a little too far out of the circle. So how do you come back into the circle? Well, you have to repeat steps 1 through whatever, right? Be present. Believe that there is a source that lives within you. Practice using your intuition, your gut feelings, making decisions before they make sense, trusting yourself. Be confident. Give yourself permission to be human, and then come back to listening to the emotions. Yeah, shame, another one, really bad one. They're not good or bad. They're just gauges. Like your emotions are a gauge. Like you're either on think of it like a spectrum, right? So like a little like an engine, right? You move to the right and then you move to the left and you find yourself either here or there. It's not like there's one wrong, it's just your compass. And once you learn that that's your compass, when you are in those negative emotional states, you just stay aware. You just remember, I just walked a little bit further out than I would have liked to. But I'm okay because I am going to let my body, my human self have this experience. And then when I'm ready, I'm going to come back. And I trust myself and I believe in myself. The next step is to give yourself time. So it takes so much time, especially when you're going through a healing process, to give yourself, hello Sage, welcome in, to give yourself what you need. It takes time. And sometimes time, I'm talking like years. Sometimes it takes years. Sometimes it doesn't take that long. But giving yourself time, giving yourself permission to take your time. Because the truth is that we are infinite beings and time doesn't exist. The way that the Western mind, the modern mind has, the way we've like compartmentalized time, like the day, there's 24 hours in a day and one day goes to the next and the next, and we separated it into hours and then minutes and then seconds. I mean, that's insane because time doesn't even exist. So when you let go, you're like, well, I know that the world lives in a certain way. By the way, that's all changing. I don't know if you've noticed, but it's the world as we knew it is falling apart. It's breaking down. And that's one of those things, is time is no longer going to be relevant. And it's going to be soon. So we can organize ourselves into these little compartmentalized pieces. But at the end of the day, time doesn't exist. And you have infinite amount of time to experience. You came here to experience the physical world. You came here to have a physical experience. But you have all the time in the world. Because in one moment is the infinite moment, is infinity. Matias De Stefano is really good about teaching about this because he says that, well, there's different, we can go way down the rabbit hole of the fact that there's like different timelines, and we are living in different timelines in different places all at the same time. We live in the future and in the past at the same time. When you connect to it, it's all one. So we can get way out there with it and take it down that rabbit hole. But all I want you to know for the purposes of this video is that time is irrelevant. That's why you take as long as you friggin' need to heal yourself. And do not pressure yourself. Because there is no pressure. Pressure doesn't exist. And the more that the structure of the world starts to break down, the more we'll relax and give ourselves time. The next step. I like this one. I added this one because there was a moment where I was thinking of, and by the way, like I literally right before today, another thing is like, just be in the, I'm taking a course from the Leo King called Hypergate. He's literally going to coin that term, hypergate astrology. And what he means by it is just like be in the hypergate. You don't plan things. You just channel them. You just put yourself there, create the portal, open yourself up, and then let the wisdom shine through you. But there was a moment earlier where I closed my eyes and I just let myself have a moment to feel. You can do that right now if you want. Just close your eyes for a moment and just feel what happens when you close your eyes. What happens when it makes you be present. It brings you like right here, like, whoa. Then you have to use your other senses to like, sometimes I'll reach out and like feel energy in front of me. Like I feel where my aura, like I feel my aura as it extends outward. I feel that I'm so much more than just here. A lot of times I want to reach out and see what's out there. And it's with my eyes closed. So closing your eyes is a great practice. That's why meditation is so important, because in meditation, well, most meditations, you close your eyes and you feel into the space around you. And this gives you, especially if you do it when you're all by yourself at home, and then if you do it if you're like in the middle of a big crowd and you're like, whoa, I can feel other people's energies. This is what they call like to be able to see see other people's auras, or feel other people's like energies. And then you're like, ooh, that feels gnarly, or like, whoa, that feels good. Like that's a really good practice to do to help you to be present. And then the next step is to realize that there's nothing wrong with you. There's absolutely nothing wrong with you. And so taking the time to practice every day, to meditate every day, and to pray as well is also another really good step. We have to remember to be curious and to get to know our cosmic self, to get to know our multi-dimensional self. Let me check the comments real quick. Sage says, I've been feeling really heavy today. I'm happy to be here. I just want to give everyone a big hug. Yeah. That's a lot going on. There's a lot going on. Gerline, me too. I love Matthias. He's amazing. Liminal space. Ooh, I like that. Yes, it's practicing your way of interacting with the space around you, but being curious and getting to know your cosmic self. That's literally what we're doing. And then the last step, there's more steps. There's like a million more steps, but I wanted to just give you this sort of list to help you so that you can, as you continue to move forward in your life, that you start to pay attention, because really that's what it's all about. The last step is to start to understand your cycles. When you're up, when you're down. Because I promise you, you have cycles, especially as women, we have cycles. And we go up and we go down. And sometimes we feel amazing. Sometimes we feel like very like hermit-like. Sometimes we feel very social. Sometimes we feel like we're at our best. Sometimes we feel very productive. Sometimes we don't. Sometimes we feel super compassionate, and sometimes it's the opposite. Sometimes we feel commotional and emotional, and sometimes we feel completely centered. And I promise you that that's all of those are stages, or all of those are cycles. I call them moon centers, and you flow through them almost religiously through them, because you have your own internal clock. You have your own internal cycle, and you flow through them every month. Every month you go through all those phases. You go up and down and up and down and up and down. And sometimes you feel amazing. And then sometimes you feel like shit. And sometimes you feel amazing. So learning to understand your own cycles is the last step. Because it takes up being present, it takes all of the other steps that I talked about, it takes all of them to be able to notice that you actually have cycles and that you go through the same cycle every month. Just like the moon cycle, right? Just like the moon waxes and wanes, goes from new to crescent to the first square, to then waxing, gibbous, then the third, the full moon, and then the third quarter square, and then it begins to wane. Like the moon goes through the cycle. As connections to the sacred feminine, we're all cyclical. Everything is cyclical. It's not just females. It's all of us. We are cyclical beings, and we live in a cyclical dimension. Of course, we've gone too much into our heads and not enough into our hearts. So we forgot about the cycles. We forgot that we live in a cyclical world, not in a linear world. And that's what's breaking down. The linear world is breaking down, and the cyclical world is like showing itself, just showing its colors. Another thing that I learned from this weekend ceremony is that I've known about this prophecy, but there's a prophecy called the prophecy of the eagle and the condor. And it is a prophecy of it's a prophecy from South America, and it speaks of a time when the eagle and the condor will come together as one. Now, the eagle in these native traditions is in the South American tradition is about the mind. It's the logical thing. It's the linear time. It's the more masculine energy, and the condor is the more feminine energy. So it's like the condor is the yin, and the eagle is the yang. Right? So you've got fire activation, power. And then on the other end, you've got compassion, love, feeling, and connection, more compassion. And so in these two energies, but basically they represent the heart and the mind. The more, another thing that I've noticed about, different types of ceremonies is that the ceremonies of the North American, tribes, the ones that I've been a part of, are very young. They're very young. Okay. So they've got a drum that's like boom, 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 boom. I mean, it's like, it gets you into a trance for sure. And the songs are very alive and very active. And the more alive and active and young you are with your songs, the more you help others within the ceremony. When the energy slows down in these sort of North American ceremonies, it gets really hard. It gets really heavy. It's like, oh my gosh. So you got to be up. You got to be on your A game. You got to be like on your horse, like crazy horse, and just like full speed ahead. And like, you got to hang in there. It's very masculine energy. The ceremonies of the South American tribes are very yin. People lay down on the ground. They like lay on the bed, basically, like in, there's big rooms and everybody's got their own little like space where you can lay down. And it's very personal. It's like you and the medicine. And it's a very, visual journey. They both can be visual, but these are more like psychic journeys, astral, journeys that are personal journeys. And they're very much about you and yourself, you and your soul. The more young ceremonies are about community. It's like, we're in this together, that's why we have to help each other. But the more yin ceremonies, it's like your individual journey. And that's why they're used for like deep personal healing. Anyways, the prophecy of the eagle and the condor is just like that. It's the alignment of the masculine and the feminine, the mind and the heart coming together. And this is the time where we're realizing that you can't just use your rational mind. That's not going to resolve things. You can't just use your heart. That's not going to resolve things. There's a beautiful, when I used to do Kundalini yoga, there's a beautiful teacher that said to us, we think that many teachers teach that the process of enlightenment or spirituality is when you drop from your mind to your heart. That's a part of it. That's one part of it. And think about the connection to the Aquarian age in this, okay? Because the mind is air. The heart is water. If you think about the rulership of the different signs, right? The air signs, Libra, Gemini, Aquarius, are all mind-oriented energies. The water signs, Cancer, Pisces, and Scorpio, are all about emotions. So it's mind versus emotions, head versus heart. And when you think of the connections between this and the Aquarian age, it's very powerful. So the journey from the head to the heart is only part of the journey. The journey that we are now moving into as humanity is from the head to the heart, but then back to the head. From the mind to the heart, and then back to the mind. And that is how the merging of the two come together. And this pretty much leads us into what I really wanted to share with you guys, the special announcement that I want to make for you guys today. And that is that I am getting ready to do a 6-week program where I'm going to be teaching about all of this stuff. I'm going to be showing you guys how to listen to your soul every day. I'm going to be teaching you guys how to learn about your moon centers. And you know, it's geared towards women, but I am totally open to having men in the course as well, because it is amazing to learn. And I've heard this from a lot of men as well. It's amazing to be able to learn, to become more aware of like, what are these feminine cycles that women go through, and how can I support, you know, my partner? How can I support? And so I think this is actually the first time that I don't even know, I wasn't even planning on saying that, but the truth is that I'm open to it. Of course, there has to be a lot of respect, because it's sacred space and there's a lot of sharing, and but I'm not completely opposed to having men in the course, and I would love to also design another course that's just maybe for men, with my husband, who has always wanted to teach other men about these things. So yes, I love that, Danny. Heart and mind coherence. I love that. The synergy between the emotions, mind, and intuition. Thank you guys for sharing. Yes, all our masculines are amazing. Yes, it's true. Thank you guys for sharing in the chat and commenting and listening to this this little lecture. So I'm gonna just dive into sharing with you what the Moon Goddess training is all about. And I have officially launched today. This is the big announcement. I've officially launched the Moon Goddess training. I've actually extended it. It used to be I started a long time ago with a 6-week program, and then I moved it. I kind of crunched it into 4 weeks, and now I'm officially extending it again, adding some new content, and going to share a lot. There's so much, and this is such a powerful time for us to connect, but connect like in a personal space. Of course, it'll be on Zoom and we'll be in all different parts of the world, but this is the time to connect with other beings, to share in our stories, to share in our experiences. And that's what this program is really about. So what I want to do is actually share by just showing you the little page that I created for this program and giving you all the details. There's a link in the description of this video that guides you exactly to the link to sign up. And I have an introductory price right now that will go up on September 22nd. So make sure that if you're interested, make sure you check it out before that. But let me, and if you guys can see the screen, let me know in the chat. But this is my course page. By the way, if you didn't know, I host many courses. I have an astrology course. I do my summer webinars here, and the latest program is the Moon Goddess training that I actually uploaded today. So, and Valerie, you are the first one that signed up. So I am so excited. I have a special discount for the alumni of the Moon Goddess training. I've extended it and added like so much more content that I can't offer. I used to offer it for free for the Moon Goddesses, but if you're an alumni, I am going to give you 50% off. So you should have already gotten an email about it today. But this is basically what the program is all about. I'm going to read to you so you guys can get the whole feel for it. I have called on the goddess and found her within myself. This online training is designed for the modern priestess, the light worker, the starseed, who is ready to step into her divine purpose. Women have the power within themselves to elevate the vibration of the earth, to help themselves heal from anything, and to awaken within others their creative life force. We flow with the moon. We move with grace. We expand in awareness, and we hold healing space for others. It is time we learned and remembered from deep within our DNA how to use our sacred divine feminine powers. Let us find our grace. Let us find our wild. Let us awaken our magic. We begin on the new moon in Libra, which is ruled by the planet Venus, the goddess of love, beauty, harmony, the feminine. And we will travel through the moon's full monthly cycle from new to full to new moon again. The program starts on October 6th of 2021, and we will meet on Saturdays for 3 hours at 1 p.m. Pacific, 4 p.m. Eastern. And there'll be a special initiation ceremony on Wednesday, October 6th at 4 p.m. Pacific and 7 p.m. Eastern for 1 hour. What you're going to learn if you sign up for the Moon Goddess training is you will be initiated into the ancient sisterhood. And it's going to be the mystery schools of Hathor. We'll talk about that in detail in the training, and learn how to activate your sacred space and step into your sovereignty. You're going to learn how intuition works, how to access it, and how to find your psychic gifts in your natal charts. You're also going to learn the essence of being a woman, how to take care of yourself and set healthy boundaries for your life. You're going to learn how to find goddess markings in your natal chart and discover what type of cosmic goddess you embody. And we're going to be going into mythological stories of the asteroids and the goddesses and all the goddess markings in the chart. Venusian starseeds is a new kind of starseed that I'm going to be introducing here in the Moon Goddess training. And I can't wait to talk about it. So there's astrology within the training. There's ritual, there's ceremony, there's meditations. There's, I'm going to be, sovereignty school. Like, I love that, Christina. I'm going to be giving you guys so many tools and guiding you through 6 weeks of this is an intensive training. You're going to learn how to work with the transiting moon and the moon cycles to access these magical and multidimensional portals. I'm going to show you how to look at a chart and see when the moon is in a certain spot in the sky, how that affects you and how that activates you and how that activates all of us and creates these beautiful portals where we can connect to the goddess. You're going to learn about the 13 moon centers, what they are, how to identify them within yourself, how to chart and balance them, and how to honor your own moon center cycle. So from the beginning to the end of the training, we are going to be journaling and charting our moon center so that we can discover our own personal moon cycle. We each have our own, we go through the 13 moon centers, but we each have our own individual cycle. And I'm going to teach you how to use a pendulum and how to chart your moon center so that you can learn. Remember what I said, you had to learn your own cycles so that you can learn your cycles and be more in tune with the moon and awaken the moon goddess within. And then you're going to learn to create your own moon goddess altar, honoring everything that you have learned in this course, as well as how ritual and sacred ceremony can enhance your divine feminine experience. So much, you guys. I mean, I'm going to be adding a lot, and those are just highlights. There is deep layers of everything that we're going to talk about. And this is just basically the beginning. You'll see a little bio. Maybe I'll read you my bio. I have been inspired through my years of experience in yoga, meditation, and self-healing to share this magical world with you. There are so many tools like meditation, visualization, journaling, astral travel, and more that can be a transformational way to help you dive deeper into your experience of being a human being on this beautiful earth. I want to share these tools with you. My passion is teaching you how to harness your inner voice, to uncover your soul's calling and passion and create the life you've always dreamed of. There's a few, I guess let me read you one of these. We'll read you one of these. I highly recommend Jai Gobind for all your truth-seeking needs. She is an extremely gifted reader, teacher, and astrologer, among other things. She's the real deal, and if you've come across this message, that means that you are too, and Jai can help you explore and understand what it is you are searching for, whether that's more meaning in your life, an understanding of why something has transpired the way it has, or to unlocking your true potential, origins, and gifts. I guarantee you'll find what you need help with her. Since I started learning from Jai, I've opened up some amazing possibilities and energies for myself and others as well. I hope to continue to do so in an effort to help lift the vibration of consciousness as a whole. How freaking beautiful is that? Let me find another one. Let's do this one. I'm blown away by the accuracy. Oh, this was a starseed reading of the starseed ancestry reading. Multiple times through the video, I found myself awestruck by the detail she was giving me. It was like she was reading so many deep hidden secrets and truths about myself that had been tucked away or ignored, but I could feel them in my bones. Secrets that some of even my closest friends don't know about me. Parts of myself that I was taught to hide away as a kid. Phenomenal. Beautiful from Brittany. Let's see. I want to find a good one. These are all amazing, by the way. If you guys ever want to suggest give a referral, feel free to just send it to me over email, and I'll add it to this. These are in my courses. How about this one? Jai Gobind is goddess of wisdom incarnate in human form. She embodies the divine feminine while honoring the divine masculine. Her gifts flow in abundance, and she shares all that comes through freely with grace. I have met many who walk the spirit path, and few to none come close to what Jai walks with. Her humble strength allows the teachings to flow through her to deliver an impact which is desperately needed in this day and age. Her tarot readings are light years beyond 99% of the people out there. Using her intuition and connection, the message you need flows through with clarity and simplicity. I have a profound respect for how she shows up in this world and for the gifts she shares with any and all seeking to learn. Thank you, dear soul, for honoring your path in this lifetime. It is a gift to all who encounter you. Oh, these are so beautiful. I haven't read these for a long time, but super beautiful. You can read some of the stuff that people have said about me that have actually done the Moon Goddess training or have done readings from me. It's very, very fun. You do get some bonus material with the course. So I'm going to give you a copy of your natal chart, and it's going to have the asteroids on them. And then I'm going to teach you how to go into Astro Gold and pull up other specific asteroids and specific points like Goddess Isis, the Isis asteroid in the chart and stuff like that, so that you can learn like more, have a more full perspective and look at more goddess energy in astrology, because there's a lot of masculine energy. We're going to look at the more goddess energy of astrology. I will be, with you guys for the 6 weeks. We're going to meet 6 times, 6 Saturdays and 1 initiation ceremony. And it's going to be like, every time we meet, it ends up being like, I usually say 2 hours, but I had to say 3 hours this time, but it's probably going to be longer than that every Saturday. We get to share with each other. We'll be able to see each other face to face. So we'll be able to make sure that everyone is on the same page. I have a special group, a private group on MeWe that you can join. And that's where we'll keep communicating with each other throughout the program. So that all of those things are bonus material that you are going to get. But I think the best part is that you get to literally, we get to talk to each other. It's almost like these sessions really do become like therapy sessions, and there's going to be lecturing, and I'm going to be showing you slides of different things, and I'm going to prepare. I'm going to give you, homework and activities like in between the weeks. So this is an intensive training for sure. And I will be creating a certificate that you get at the end that you graduated from the Moon Goddess training and that you are now an official initiate into the Mystery Schools of Hathor. So you can put that on your wall. But I am so excited, you guys. The program is going to start on October 6th and will go on for 6 weeks. The investment is $222, which is literally nothing for everything that I'm going to be offering you and teaching you, and the fact that it's an opportunity to have one-to-one communication and guidance from me. I also have a payment plan option, so you can split that into 2 different payments. And then on September 22nd, the price will go up to $275. So you want to make sure you sign up before September 22nd because the price will go up. So right now it's ready to go. It's there. And if you have done the Moon Goddess training before, check your email because I sent you guys a 50% off coupon. So you guys get to sign up for 50% off if you've done it before. So this is like so exciting to be able to announce this to you guys. And I am so looking forward to connecting with you in this program. I'll be talking more about it. I also have a new Instagram page called @MoonGoddessTraining. So make sure you follow the Instagram page because I'm going to be doing little insights between now and when the training starts, all about this. So I just want to say thank you for joining me for this cute little broadcast that we did here and for the special announcement that I have just made. Thank you, Christina Maria, for moderating. I so appreciate that. Let me see what I missed in the chat. Valerie says, "Oh my God, I love all this content. It's going to be so much fun." Maria says, "So need this self-care and boundaries." Yes. Even if you're, yes, Colette, yes. So the moon centers are not tied to our like uterus cycle. They are energetic and they are with you from the moment you're born to the moment you you leave your body. So this is not just for, even if your physical cycles are done, you can still have this wisdom. You learn about this wisdom. Christina says, "Let's dance." Thank you. Yes, the link to sign up is below. Hey, Jai, are you planning to host this Goddess Moon training in person after this apocalypse? For sure, that's something that's always in the back of the mind. But the truth about that is that the apocalypse is not over. Not that it's like not over, but that's not something that's going to go away from the collective. So these moments for us to connect are really important. We may even talk about like all the energy of that. But yeah, that would be a beautiful thing to definitely have it in person. I wouldn't wait for that though. The time is now. Maria says, "My starseed reading was amazing. Still replaying it to really take it all in." I love that. I love that. And I am still doing the starseed reading special. I'm going to do another reading in September. I'll soon announce that. Christina says, "I love to listen to mine every once in a while." Yeah. Hey, hello. Oh, Angie, hello. And then hello, Jill. Welcome in. So there you go, you guys. Definitely follow the Moon Goddess training, and I will... I'll see you guys. Let's see. When are we going live again? We're going to do the weekly reading on Monday. I'm going to be uploading that. And then I've got 2 more videos to do for the zodiac signs for Virgo season. I've got Aquarius and Leo to do. So those will probably get done tomorrow. And yeah, so again, thank you so much for your support always. I really hope that you think seriously about joining me for this Moon Goddess training. It's going to be the best one that I've had yet. Like I am pouring like my heart out to this one. And I can't wait. I already can't wait to begin. So thank you. And I hope you guys have a beautiful weekend, and I will see you again very soon. Sat Nam, you guys.